All right, and now we're going to look at Rogue. This one was a Target exclusive, just like Gambit was, and they were both released at the same time. And she's a pretty good figure. Not my favorite. I like the AOA Rogue a little bit better, and we'll get to that when we get to her. But for the biggest difference is that this one has a lot more hair. And it is comic accurate, which is good. But sadly, that means that she's very hard to pose. She can look down really well, and if I just have her in a neutral face, it doesn't look that bad. But she cannot look up at all. The hair is touching the back. So that's a bummer. I really wanted a lot more posability out of her to get a lot more expressions, especially the one that was on the box where she was in a flying pose but looking up this way. So that's a downside, but everything else is pretty good. She's decently posable on the torso. She's got really good leg articulation. She can go back that far, almost all the way forward. I'm not going to do this for everybody, but I want to give her some positives here. One detriment, though, is the boot covers are separate pieces, so you kind of got to friction them back on if you're messing with them. And I'm sure, as you can see, her belt is very free-floating, which it's not a problem. It's not going to go anywhere, but it feels awkward when I'm messing around with it and I feel it move every time. But it still is a very good-looking figure. And for her accessories, if we can get her to stand. There we go. I actually like the accessories she comes with. So this is being a separate piece, this is a separate piece. The edges of her gloves are also separate pieces. And the reason they did that is because her extra hands are a ungloved hand and the other hand holding that glove. So when you want to swap these out, you want to take this piece off to show that the glove actually has been removed and that she's actually holding it in the other hand, which I think that's a really nice detail to have. It's just an extra little bit. They didn't have to do it. They could have just, given you the regular hand and then that was it. But I really like having this piece to go along with it. Too bad they didn't do one for each side, but this is still pretty good. So yeah, a pretty decent Rogue.